good evening. Happy Friday to you all. Welcome to our weekly session of Hangout with RAKStars. Happy to be here like every Friday. For those who are joining for the first time, basically this is a community space where we share with all the passionate RAKStars and talk about their experiences, their hacks, their project, and other cool things about their job journey. I am Maria Hernandez, developer relation lead at RAKwireless, and next to me, Jose Marcelino, our solution architect.
Hello, everyone. These are the real miners. The miners are gone. Don't worry. Don't email me asking for miners.
Yeah, probably we're going to get some questions about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, today's sessions, we're not going to talk about helium or about miners.
All
Today,
IoT.
today we're going to talk about IoT, cool projects in different industries, and prototyping IoT solutions using RAKwireless product, different of them. So yeah, in today's session, we're going to be chatting with an electronic engineer who have a focus in robotics, industrial automation, and telecommunication. He's experiences in all the development stage for hardware production, as well as digital signal processing, electronic, optical sensors, also 3D printed, CAD design software for RF applications, microcontrollers, IoT, many cool things. So, yeah, welcome, Manu. Welcome to the RAKStars stage.
Hi, Maria. Hi, Jose.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to me to be here today with you and all the RAKStars.
No, happy to be chatting with you. You are like a community member who is almost there every Friday. So we are super excited to be chatting with you and also to know a little bit more about you, about your experience, all the work you have been done in the past, and also the cool projects you are working on with RAK products ecosystem. So yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you. And you've got the right t-shirt as well, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
My official RAKStars t-shirt.
Great stuff.
I love it. So yeah, as every week, and for those who are connected, if you have any question for Manu, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and we can jump on the question if it's appropriate during the conversation flow, or if not, we're going to leave it for the end for the Q&A section. So yeah, just to start, break the ice. Can you share a little bit more about yourself, your background, your education, and how did you get into this world of electronics and IoT?
Okay, I graduated as an industrial electronics technician and as an electronic engineer in Colombia in 2009. During the undergraduation, I did some cool projects using microcontrollers, basically PIC and then some Motorola microcontrollers. Oh. And that's how my love for microcontrollers, sensors, wireless communications, and so on began. Then I started as a volunteer in a research group where I developed wireless devices using Zigbee. And 10 years ago, the word IoT was not very common, but I think was my first IoT device development. So it was amazing to manipulate such small components, and then we built devices sending or receiving data, and we tested characteristics of the communication link in indoor and outdoor environments. After I finished my undergraduate, I began to work with an insurance company, some different thing. So I stayed almost 2 years in that company, and after see that it was not for me to be a claim analyst, I came to Brazil to start my master's degree in electrical engineering. So in 2012, I joined the robotics and industrial engineering group at the university, Universidade Federal do Espírito Santo, working also with Zigbee, developing devices for human motion detection. And as a result, I propose a development of wireless sensor devices and a fusion sensor algorithm to improve the accelerometer, gyroscope, and magnetometer integration. So I think that was my second IoT device before the IoT boom. Okay. And then in 2016, I joined the Laboratorio de Telecomunicações, the telecommunications laboratory, to start my PhD. And I changed the research area. I started to study fiber optic based sensors and the integration with robotic structures. So that was an amazing experience because I had never worked with optical fibers before, and it was also very challenging to integrate those thin sensors, those fiber, those thin sensors in low member exoskeletons. And I think that's a little thing about me, about how I start with IoT.
Amazing. That is a really cool journey. Like you have been passed for different stages, like from the all the hardware development stages. Also, like you start with Zigbee, and in some way we can say like it's a similar kind of similar communication for like if we compare it with the LoRaWAN, and it's really cool. And when did you play like the first time with LoRa and LoRaWAN technology?
What? Excuse me?
When did you play for the first time with LoRa and LoRaWAN technologies?
Oh, I think it was just the last year.
Oh, nice. And
During
what
the,
was that first project that you work in?
I think it was just a lot of mesh communication because
Nice.
I didn't start in LoRaWAN. I just did a project to send and receive information in my desk, but it was amazing. Wow, it works.
It's working. Nice, super cool. So, like, can you share a little bit more about the different activities you are currently involved in that research center that you are currently working on or doing
Okay.
your PhD?
So now I am working for a newly built research, innovation and development center with 7 laboratories. The center has a total built area of 3,600 square meters. It's a big place. I am with the embedded electronics laboratory. And this year we started basically installing equipment that was bought some years ago, but due to the COVID wasn't implemented in the laboratories. One of our main objectives here is to help local tech startups to do that transition between a prototype and a product, helping with the electronic project, the PCB manufacturing process, and all the product chain. Also, in our team, we have a professional in product design working in a manufacturing laboratory to create enclosures for those products, taking into account the usability, the user interface, and all the parameters that can deal in a product design. We also work with undergraduate students to train new researchers with specific skills for the development of hardware, firmware, and software, and also to analyze all data our sensors are sending. All this also allow many university projects to become a product and not just be a thesis or a document at the university. So the context is that I did here.
Super. That is super awesome. And in some way, I think like all the things that you just shared is like a really good match for the different products we are currently offering, like at RAK. For example, we can say the WisBlock. There is a tool that allows you to rapid prototype like any kind of like IoT system with multiple technologies, either for the connectivity, for the sensors, actuators. Actually, we're going to have a really cool launch next week about new WisBlock models. And at the end, you have like those group of people all together helping each other in those development phases. And then you have a product design engineer that can develop some custom cases for it is like an amazing thing. And I really hope we can like keep collaborating in further projects as well with you
Sure.
and research center as well. It's really cool. And yeah, like okay, you started playing with Laura just like 1 year ago, and you have been thinking with different projects, right?
Yes.
Cool. And can you like what are the considerations that you keep in mind when you are going to define like the architecture of an IoT product, either if there is using LoRa or Wi-Fi or BLE or any other connectivity technology?
Okay, I think it depends on the application. For example, if you if the device will be used in indoor or in a harsh environment, the main problem will be the enclosure and how you protect your hardware. It's part of the IoT project have a strong enclosure. I also think that you should consider how long the device needs to be on and how many current it will be drained from the battery.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think in the wireless network and it depends also on the location if you want to build your own network infrastructure or not. Uh, Let me see. And last but no less, the sensor. I guess you have to choose the right sensor to have a good measurement in the IoT project because reliability of data is very important to create real applications. Maybe for prototyping, you can play with common sensors, but when you develop a product, I think you must go beyond
For sure.
sensors.
You have to ensure like everything like the reliability of these each of the sensors that you are using to make sure you are proving like a real data from the environment to be able to
Yes.
evaluate that data to get like different insights and yeah improve processes and systems for sure. And what are like those main tools that you use for the developments that you perform, like either in the hardware side and on the software side? Some recommendation that you can give us for all those who are connected.
Okay. I used to use always open source tool. For the
Mhm.
hardware part, I use KiCad for the
Mhm.
hardware development. I use it on other tools, but now I am active KiCad user. For the data processing and visualization side, I recently started using Node-RED and Grafana, but we are also studying how to integrate all with Python. And in our team, we have people that work very well with Python. So I think some Python and JavaScript tools can integrate very well the data you are receiving from your sensors.
Amazing. So basically, you are like building like a custom dashboard instead of using like a visualization tools such as, for example, like Node-RED allows you to build like your own dashboard as well. But right now, you are like jumping from Node-RED to go directly through an integration with your own system, right?
Yes, yes, because you have a sensor, you want to use it in application, but when you have your data in a screen, it's a it's a good moment to go beyond.
For sure.
So
For sure. It's
Mhm.
not the same like having the hello world or that blink
yes,
in the hardware. If you're going to work with IoT, you need to see the data in a place where you can access to it in any part of the world. That is like the goal. Make like remote a system that can be monitor and also control in a remote way. And also like you mentioned like okay when we see like the data in the screen it's like okay this is okay the first big achievement that a moment when we are developing a project. But if you have the opportunity to to suggest something to the Manu of the past when he went starting with IoT technology, which are the things that you would recommend to him?
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, just to get us started. Like there are many people right now who want to get started with IoT, but they don't know how or which are like the proper tools or which is the smooth way to go with. Basically, like how we can make the path easy for them to get started in a quickly and easy way.
Okay, I think my own experience is not the best way to get started with IoT solutions. My suggestion is to take advantage of what is on the market. Sometimes you will only have to worry about how you monitor the variable you need, but the processing and the transmission is not something you should worry too much about nowadays. So my suggestion is always to use really solutions on the market like the WisBlock products. I think that's an amazing way to start, and it is the way I introduce to my students to start the IoT world.
Amazing, amazing. And yeah, you mentioned that also that you're working with different projects and using RAKwireless products, among them, if I'm not wrong, an energy consumption monitoring system, also biological sample logistic like workflow management. I imagine that that is GPS related or something, and also an intelligent like smart farm monitoring. Can you share a little bit more like about each of these projects, like the architecture implemented, as well as the use cases you are trying to cover, and what are like the further plans that you have for each of these projects in the research center?
Okay, the first product we are working on here is a power monitoring device based on LoRa and Wi-Fi. For the first prototype version, it measures only voltage and current consumption. Usually, we're using a high precision voltage transformer and Hall effect sensors. And in the next version, we plan to use a high precision analog to digital converter to measure current and voltage phases. In the biological sample logistic workflow management, we are using low Pi and a PiSense board, and also we have a WisBlock version with the environmental sensor, the BMA 680. So we have built solutions based on ready products, and also we develop solutions customized, depends on the needs. There is another project that is the poultry farms monitoring. So we are using also WisBlock and WisTrackD in that solution prototype. Basically, RAK products are present in all our first prototyping. So that's very good because the process is faster than before. We are seeing that we can move on faster than before.
For sure.
That's excellent.
Yeah, that is excellent. That is the
can I just ask something about? So you mentioned the low Pi. How will you compare the low Pi and the WisBlock? Can you tell us more about that?
Okay, my experience with low Pi was good. It's a strong hardware, but I think I can't customize. I have too many wireless technologies, but I just used one of them. So I think that's the wrong for me in low Pi. You can't customize your solution, and but it's a good hardware. It has a good community to help with you if you want to develop something new. The community is active. You find a lot of interesting things in the PyCon community. But the thing that I doesn't like too much is that I can't customize.
Yeah, it's limited in some way. If we compare like it with like, yeah, you have like just the LoRa communication in that way. But if we jump like to the WisBlock, you have like the core that is based on
Yes.
LoRa, and you have other extension boards that allow you to extend those capabilities and also to easy interconnect different kind of sensors and actuators as well. Like,
I see. I think that's the advantage of WisBlock, because modular devices are the future, for sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And also, like for these projects that you just shared, what are like that application layer that you are implementing? Like, are you using Node-RED as well and Grafana, or are you building this custom dashboard that you were mentioned based on JavaScript and Python technology?
Okay, because now I am in the hardware side.
Okay.
This year, I think the software is now fully development now, because there is a team, a software team here at this center, but we are development solutions slowly, step by step. So now we have the hardware, we have sensors measuring. That software team is trying some different solutions. Grafana and Node-RED was my solution to get data in the screen, but I think that's not the best solution. That's a lot of things that you can study to create a really user interface that can be good for applications. But software is not my side right now.
Nice. For sure.
So you can start with Grafana and then move for. You wouldn't go into production or a commercial product with Grafana. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
For research, it's very good. I love it, because I create a database in InfluxDB. I integrate in Node-RED with Grafana, and it works. For my research, it's perfect. But for a product, that's not good.
Not good. Yeah. Agree.
For sure. And also, like for the first project that you shared, which is the energy consumption monitoring one, you mentioned that you were using LoRaWAN as well as Wi-Fi in that project, right?
Yes. We have an option. We try to customize our software. That was our hardware. That was a modular hardware that we are developing. And why LoRa and Wi-Fi? Because maybe we will have applications or locations in which Wi-Fi is more interesting than LoRa. So we have an option to use different radio, different wireless communication protocol, but thinking in modular devices.
As you mentioned, like modular devices like are the future of IoT. And I will say like not just modular devices, like modular software as well. Like
yes,
the ability to just click and start playing with some dashboards and data. That is how we make it easy for everyone who is getting started in this IoT world. So that is super cool. And yeah, like where do you hear like about RAKwireless for the first time? And also like why did you choose RAKwireless over the competition, since you mentioned that you are using different products from our ecosystem for prototyping the different projects you shared?
I think I met RAK devices last year, looking for Internet of Things ready devices to accelerate the development of a project. I remember that I was very interested in the WisNode track because at that time I needed a solution for tracking, and from there I was exploring RAK products, but the WisNode track was the device that give me inside the RAK products. And I think RAK devices are very, very strong in specific areas. For example, I have two with 5 WisNode track, and if you see the product, you can imagine that you don't need to do a lot of attention to that device, because it has a battery, it has a solar panel, it has a sensor inside them. The enclosure is strong as well, and I think that product is very strong, and I can't find anything similar in other devices in the same price. I think it's not all about be good, be strong, but I think the price is good as well.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's not just like the technology itself and how it is built. If we are thinking on deploying like an IoT solution, we're not going to deploy just one device. Like we are thinking in like hundred of devices, thousand of devices. So we must look as well for affordable prices that allows to our solutions to scale up in a quickly way and also in an affordable way for the company, for us. That depend on the project for sure. And what devices have you had the opportunity to test so far? You mentioned you have tried the WisBlock, the WisNode track. Which other have you tried?
I have WisBottom for key, but it's amazing. It's a thin sensor. Actually, I want to implement that in the optical laboratory, because sometimes the researcher that is inside the laboratory have to do an important experiment without any temperature variation. So with the WisBottom for key, the researcher will push button 1, and a light outside the laboratory will alert about something happened. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's super tiny as well. I really like it. Super nice.
And also I have a RAK2287 gateway. I play a lot with that gateway and my Raspberry Pi. We have also here a RAK with gate H light.
Okay.
So I think it's that. We are waiting to do a buying process for RAK wireless devices. So we hope this year we will increase our RAK devices here at the research center, because it's working good for us. It's working. We are having good results. That's good for us.
Amazing. Actually, we can say that. Well, you are like a really lucky guy because you have been like a couple of our giveaways. And, like, I know that you get like the 4K button from a giveaway, right? And also some kits and other stuff. So
I won a WisBlock kit in the Things conference. That was amazing.
Okay.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I think I'm getting lucky that year.
Super nice. Like the project that you proposed was amazing. I think that is one of the reasons you won that. And it's super cool because like I take the decision and now you are already implementing and using it. So that is the goal of what we do this kind of giveaway. Like the idea is to send products to our customer who are customer or community members who are interested in thinking with our technology and start deploying them as quick as they get them and start like evaluating their results. Like that is the main of everything. But yeah, it's super nice that you have been a lucky guy this year because you have been testing the different devices and also now you are like getting a big order to start testing with the different products in the research center and also start spreading the word not just like about right devices, let's say like about the IoT technology and how it can be used to solve real world problems. Like that is the main goal. Amazing. Super.
Yes, I think there are a lot of projects that can be developed with WisBlock specifically, because when you can customize what you need and what you want, it works fast. So I am really happy with the RAKwireless devices I am tested here.
Super. And are you planning or do you have like any idea to develop any custom board, like your custom, like a custom sensor, additional sensor that is not included in the ecosystem or something like that? For example, we already have like a contribution from a community member from Portugal who built his own module for SDI 12, right? 12 or
Yep, SDI 12, yeah, for agriculture
for
applications.
agriculture sensors, yeah. And he uploaded into the awesome WisBlock repository. So now anyone who needs this model can just refer to the repository, download it, and build it for their solution. So are you
Sure.
have any idea for any sensor or something like that?
Actually, I bought some WisBlock connectors. I don't think it's the sensor connectors for the board.
That's the first step.
So I plan to create some custom devices for my WisBlock. So the production process is not has not begun, but I plan to create some customized sensors to use with WisBlock, because sometimes you need specific things. So this is amazing also that you have the reference designs to build your customized PCB sensor, and I think it's not very common in a hardware device that you buy from a company, because most of time is all block. You can't customize anything. So the PCB customization of WisBlock sensors, I think is amazing. But I have to do that.
Super. I think we have to arrange another session as soon as you have like that software integrated to the different projects you just shared, and also when you get these new models up and running.
Yeah, I want to see a fiber optic adapter, man. You should make one.
Okay, fiber optics is not like a future, because we are still.
It's got lasers, man. Come on.
We are developing fiber optic sensors, and I think maybe this year we can do an integration with plastic optical fiber and wireless communication, because there is a lot of research at the telecommunication laboratory that we work also, and they need to create wireless sensors, but it's not a ready product with fiber optical based sensors and wireless communication. But maybe in a next session I can share all the details of that.
Oh, it would be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Amazing. And what about like a device that is missing from our product ecosystem and you wish we offer?
Okay, I think it will be a great impact. Enclosure for harsh environment with sensors, because if you see now, we have basically a base. You have sensors inside your board, but sometimes you need a stronger sensor. I think could be a good thing for RAKwireless devices. Some harsh environment solution. I think you have the sensors, you have the microcontroller, you have the radio, but maybe could be a good idea to have some strong for other environments, for external. I mean.
Okay. So basically, like, you mean like something like ready to use devices that can be also plug and play in a ROS environment, in a harsh environment?
Yes, could be something interesting. You plug your device. Maybe you have to configure something. You have to
Yeah,
configure.
for sure.
But I think could be very interesting to have that kind of solutions.
Yeah. I mean, you don't mean ATEX and things like that, right? So you mean just more rugged. You don't, right?
Yes,
Not
because now we prototype, we create solutions. We most of time we measure an indoor environments, but that's not the real world. The real world is beyond that. It's outside. It's
noisy, dusty. Yeah, I hope we can bring some like automotive technology into WisBlock. I'd like to see that. So that because that's a very rough area where lots of noise, and that's why I want the fiber optics, because I want to measure like power far away without noise, man. You have to do it.
Yeah. Completely.
I'll give you the rugged case and you do the fiber optics. Is that a deal? Do we have a deal?
We have a deal. Time to sign an agreement.
But,
cool.
That's cool. I think now, for example, with WisNode Track D, for example, we are using as a non-invasive measurement solution, because, for example, for you have a fully automated process, but you can't interrupt that process. Today, we can use a device like the WisNode Track D and or some sensors, an array of sensors, and do a non-invasive monitoring. So you are near. I think RAKwireless is going in the right side.
Yeah. You have to guide us.
We have a new team member. Oh man, nice. And there is something that I would like to ask you. Like, as you may know, IoT Made Easy is like a motto that drive RAK team for all the things that we do, like each of the development, gateway, nodes, everything. However, like making IoT easy, like from the hardware layer to the software layer, as you say, like I am like the expert in the hardware, but I am not involved with the software side. And maybe like this integration is not like, it's not created to be like super straightforward. But when you hear the phrase like IoT made easy, what are the associations that comes to your mind, and what potential problems and solutions do you envision for this?
Okay, for me, make IoT easy involves the time it will take me to see the data on a screen for a real application. For me, it's easy. I have an application, I have a sensor. How many times I take to see that data in a screen. And maybe potential problem for in the IoT environment, I have to talk about local problems because I am in Brazil. As a potential problem, I can point out that here in Brazil it's not very cheap to import ready-made devices or new technologies. The taxes are hard to deal with that. And I think I have still problems to easily access hardware locally. And a solution I think could be to have manufacturing companies that develop that technologies here in Latin America, because I think Latin America is a big business for tech. So I think IoT services and IoT solutions can improve a lot of things that are still doing mechanical process, and I think is that we have more problems related with how we get the technology in the right side.
Sure. And do you think, like, for example, now that you're talking about like Brazil and like all the import like taxes and custom fees, like what can be like the solution in some, like, no solution because it's the expenses are there, but how RAP can help the community from Brazil to get access to these devices easily? For example, getting a reseller in Brazil to extend their products right there, or that is something also that is hard to agree with a company right there.
Okay, I think the reseller is a good way, and also a Portuguese community, because if you want to know about tech, about IoT, about new things, you have to learn English and understand. So that's not the reality in more of Latin American countries. So Brazil is a continental country, and that's a problem also because the development of cities is not the same. We have a lot of cities that are needing too many things to get on the 220 on the today's trends. And I think a reseller could be a good thing, and also a Portuguese community for developments.
Nice. Jose can deal with can lead the Portuguese community.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, the problem is the resellers. Yeah, getting the reseller there. I think that's the first step, or some contact.
But you haven't any reseller now.
No, we don't have actually, no. And we also we don't have a lot of certifications for Brazil. That's another problem.
That is the thing.
Because we need a local reseller. So essentially, we need to find a company in Brazil who can help us, basically. So if you know anyone, please let us know.
Or if anyone is listening to this session and is from Brazil and can help us, please contact us, and we will be super happy to agree something.
I think that's the fastest way.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, indeed.
Super. Well, we have we have like a demo space. However, Manu confirms that he don't have like the dashboard already right now, like running and everything to show the demo. So we are going to jump that demo session. So if anyone who is connected have any question for Manu, feel free to leave it on the comment section, and we will keep with our conversation meanwhile. So Manu, another question like from my side, which of all the projects you have done is the one you are most proud of? Which one is the hardest one that you have been working on? And which one's the one that you enjoy the most? And finally, which one is the one that you wouldn't have do again?
I think I have no project that what was proud because I work with the heart in all my projects. So, but I think the project that motivates me the most is the solution to track the samples of COVID due to the current situation we live in. So I think this is a big motivation to do that. The hardest, let me see, I think try to integrate optical fibers with robotics was very difficult for me, but that does not involve IoT right now, but will be.
Mhm.
And the other question was which wouldn't want to have?
Which one is the one that you wouldn't want to do once again?
Okay, I think I don't think I don't like to work with Sun again. You know Sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why son?
Okay.
Why son? No, I don't know why son.
It's a
So
wireless
protocol.
protocol
Okay.
also.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was not very good for me. It's not was a good experience. It was hard to develop because everything needed software license. Hardware was not very cheap.
Mm.
The community was not active. I have questions, and the community wasn't active. And I think that's a huge problem when you look for information about something you are developing, and you can't find anything. I think why Sun I can't work with what Sun again, but I will try.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the key thing for Laura. You can find many, like lots of projects already, lots of documentation. Everything is documented. There
Right
is,
now.
yeah. It took a while actually in the
Yeah,
beginning. Yeah,
yeah.
but it
And
right
like
now.
Jose is a pioneer in the LoRaWAN community worldwide. We can say that.
Yeah, when I started, it was a little bit more difficult. We had
Yeah,
to we had
for
to do
sure.
some
That is why
crazy
I said
stuff.
like you're a pioneer on this. And
Mm.
like in the past, when like 4 years ago, when I have any doubt, I jumped to the things that were forum, and Jose was always right there.
Yes, I remember that I saw a lot of Jose comments on the PyCon
Yeah.
community. Know
Yeah.
that guy, Jose Marcelino.
Yeah, I was at PyCom as well. But Laura, I mean, the benefit is it's open. So Wyson is closed. You need licenses, like you said, very complex to deal with. And Laura, I mean, yeah, it's open. It's not fully open. I mean, it would be great if someone did implemented the protocol, the radio side itself, in an open source way. Without legal problems, but yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, it's good enough, I think.
Mhm.
I like because it's great when you can build your network infrastructure when you need it.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So,
yeah, and you
That
have
is
full control. You see everything, all the traffic that goes in. It's very good. Well, with cellular, it's like a black box. When you have
Mhm.
problems, you have go, oh my god, why isn't this talking? So
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. And now
it's
that you mentioned that, like, if you need the network, you just build it and deploy it. That is like the way IoT developers like build their solutions. But right now, I'm not sure if you're like too familiar with it, but we have like Helium, and now we have like a more open network to deploy these LoRaWAN solutions. Either if we don't have like a network deployed by ourselves. Like, for example, if I need to go to the US in the past and I need to keep working with some tests, I need to travel with my gateway and all the stuff. And right now I can go just like with this button, press the button, and I will receive the data immediately because the US is everything covered with a connectivity. So what do you think about like this crowdsource network and the impact that it will have in the future of IoT?
I don't think I think that integration is amazing. I really hope that Helium came here to Brazil next because I think it's an amazing project. And when you work a bit, for example, you worked before with other kind of sensors, with other technologies, and you saw that before the IoT boom, most of things was very difficult to do. It was not as easy as today is. So I think there are a lot of things to do still with IoT. The 5G is coming here, and that will be a different way to trade, to use data, to share information. And when you think that there is a lot of things connected, sending data, I think artificial intelligence will be very interesting also because we have a lot of data, we have a lot of information, but what we will do with that? I think the artificial intelligence also will be very important in the hardware development, in the IoT solutions, and so on.
Nice. Actually, we have like two questions. Okay. We have one over here that is like, any plan to develop equipment for mining?
We've got those miners here. Come on.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
I want a miner for me. Of course.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, if we made the miners in Brazil, it will make a lot of sense, like for
Yeah,
the
for
Brazilian
sure.
market. Yeah, with lasers, of course, with lasers.
Yeah, actually, that is one of the questions, like when helium rack is going to be supported.
Yeah, that is the same problem. We needed a local distributor. It costs a lot of money to import. Right now, you pay almost double the price of the miners just in import taxes. So yeah, it's very tricky.
Again, if someone from Brazil company interested, like distributor, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be super happy to evaluate the different possibilities. So yeah.
Great opportunity.
Yeah, and like Manu said, I mean, we could maybe sell some parts from RAK, like the concentrator, into Brazil for a company there to build them, because, and then so it will be simpler to import. But of course, yeah, we need to talk with someone who knows how to do this properly. So.
Yeah, for sure. Nice. So yeah, and I have like one last question from my side, but it's more like for like closing the session. I don't know, Jose, if you have any question for Manu.
Oh man, so many. You need to come in. You need to bring in some demos really next time. We should have another session.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, for RAK, it's great that to collaborate with companies like yours, like developing and helping to create new products. That's definitely what we want to talk to. So yeah, do keep in touch, of course, and we'll do our best to keep you supplied with all the latest gadgets.
For sure. You're not going to before you won the giveaway, and now you're going to have the direct connection.
Yeah. Don't do the giveaways. Let other people win the giveaways now, man. Give them a chance, please. And,
oh man, nice. So yeah, like to close the session, like my last question for all the sessions, which is, if you have a message to our community of entrepreneurs, makers, and engineers like yourself, what would it be?
Okay, I think be kind to others, respect diversity, respect nature, and enjoy your life. There is only one life.
Amazing.
Good.
I love it. No, I think like this session was really amazing. I really want to see like a demo working, or like the hardware itself. If you build like a casing for it, as well as all the software side, either if it's in Grafana, that is super fine. But yeah, I really want to see like everything working. Also, like, thank you so much for joining us today. We had planned this session like for almost like more than 1 month ago, but you are super busy, and finally we got the space to share with you and to learn a little bit more. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, guys.
Manu.
I am really happy to be here as a RAKstar, official RAKstar. And we get in touch for the next session.
Amazing. That's going to happen for sure.
Excellent.
For
Good
sure.
stuff.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, for all of those who connect today, thank you so much as well. And that's all for today. If someone is watching this video later, feel free to leave your questions or comment on the comment section, and we can address your question later. Either Jose, me, or Manu will be super happy to support on any of all of the things. And also, if you have any additional question and you want to learn more about these events and everything, you can join us in our Discord channel. You can find the link in the banner that is on the bottom of the screen. And we will be super happy to support in any of your developments, either for the gateways, for the nodes, WisBlock, and everything. So yeah, that's all for today, and we hope to see you all of you next week. Manu, not as a guest, but yes, as a viewer. And of course, we hope to have you in the next session with more cool stuff. So yeah, that's all for today, and happy hacking, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.